Hey guys, Dragonfly on the camera, and welcome back to another episode of Storytelling on the Bus, BeamNGDrive. I left off at apologising for making this poor lad cry because I was talking too much. I've never spoken so much since that, ever. Like, I do not ever speak so much since that, so I've kind of learnt my lesson for that. Because, honestly, the poor dude just wanted to, have a sleep. He wanted to get to sleep. He was tired. I should have acknowledged that. So that is my fault there. I am really, really sorry for that. If you're watching this video right now. But anyways, let's continue. So, yeah, we got to sleep. I remember saying to these people, though, that I wanted the light on. And that I was a little bit strange, and just recently I've just learnt not to have the light on anymore, because I have this thing for fearing the dark. If I'm in the dark, I freak out so much. It's that kind of thing. I do not like the dark. I think I destroyed my life with Five Nights at Freddy's, trademark, with Five Nights at Freddy's videos, because my YouTube account let me access things like that, and I found Five Nights at Freddy's, and I've pretty much been scared of the dark since. And I'm kind of getting over it now. I kind of realise now that Five Nights at Freddy's is just a horror game on the computer. It doesn't exist. I mean, there's crap like Chuck E. Cheese, which makes me reconsider saying Five Nights at Freddy's don't exist, but at least the animatronics don't come to life and try to murder you at night in your own house. Because I got to Five Nights at Freddy's 4 and it was just like, hell no. I should have stopped watching it, to be honest, but no, I continued to watch it. I continued to be an idiot. But yeah, I kind of learnt my lesson. Let's take this off trail here. But yeah, so day 2 of our little Scouts camp thing here is, we've got even more things. Ouch. That hurts a bit. So, I remember we were doing this Scouts camp thing, and I remember going out, and this time in Scouts camp, it was just the same thing that we did the last day, just playing on the things. So I'm going to explain dinner time, how dinner time felt back then. It felt like I was in an actual prison. Because we had like a couple moments of play, and then there was like work, but it wasn't actually work. It was like testing our skills in certain things like maths, but like there was no computers at this place, so I was kind of suffering a little bit. It felt like a prison. And I remember being there at this place, and I remember just being there was frightening in itself. And I remember that out of literally everything that we did that day, there was like nothing different to do. So we were there doing our normal things, and we get called in for dinner time. And it's just like, oh hey, we have to get up at such an early time. As well, like, breakfast time's ridiculous. Like, you had to get up at 7, so they still stuck with the same crappy school rules. Get up at 7 or don't bother having breakfast. So we all got up at 7. It felt like they were ringing a bell to get us up. It was kind of ridiculous. I kind of expected that because we're on a school trip, we'd be able to just sleep all damn day, like I'm currently doing now, because the school is on lockdown from COVID-19. So that's glorious. I'm in my element, actually. But yeah, essentially, we weren't allowed to stay in bed for that long, and I remember it was so strict. Like, if you don't come for breakfast or dinner, you don't get it, full stop. So we had to go. And I remember we were there, we were happily, we were eating, but like you actually got to choose what you wanted. I suppose it kind of wasn't that much like a prison, more like a school, but you know, you're able to actually choose what you wanted. And yeah, so pretty much every single day I'd always have the best meal they had. Fish fingers, like come on, that's yummy. Chicken nuggets, fish fingers, whatever you could get your hands on that you actually liked. Avoid the Brussels sprouts, avoid the cheese, stay there, stay as far away as from those disgusting things as possible. I'm one of those weird human beings who doesn't like cheese or Brussels sprouts. So yeah, I just stay the hell away from those things. And then I enjoyed those meals and all that. And then we'd just go outside to play again, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it. But then you get to certain things like... You get to a point in the day where it was kind of like, you now have to do work, because we have to remember, this is a school day. So you have to do work, because it's still a school day, and it's just like, oh my god, teachers, will you just let us enjoy ourselves? And the teachers are just like, no, you have to do work, it's still school, even though you're not at school. And we had to do like maths and English and all the boring things that we all hated, and it was just like, will you just let us do what we want, please? So yeah, we were there, we were doing work, and it's just like things that I found difficult and still find difficult, like my times tables. The only times table that I properly understand is my 9 times table. For those of you who don't believe me, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, things like that. I do that like just bam, right off the bat. Like so easy, but when it comes to the 2 times tables, I get past 10 times 2, not 10 times 2, but you know, at 5 times 2, where I get to 10, then it's like 12, 13, 14, like what? My brain does not understand why. Like things like the 10 times table, that's easy. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And then you get to 100 and it's just like, 110, 20, 120, 130, 140. But my brain, for some reason, the only times tables I ever got round was the 9 times table, because I sort of realised that the 9 times table has a trick. You just subtract 1 unit and add on a 10. If you think about it, 9 minus 1 is 8, plus 10 is 18. 9, 18, 27, 36. Understand? Like, you just take off 1 unit, plus on a 10. Easy! And for some reason, that's sort of stuck with me throughout the entire time that I've had times tables in my head. So yeah, that's pretty much all that ever stuck with me when it comes to times tables. I am a weird person. I can never remember any of the other times tables. Excuse the coughing. My throat's bad today. So yeah, I remember all that so vaguely. It was such a good thing. I think that's vaguely anyways, or vividly. Vividly, that's it. So clearly, vividly, yeah. And I remember, like English work was like narrative writing. I cannot express how much I love narrative writing. I still love narrative writing. Personally though, in my opinion, I'm probably gonna actually read out one of the stories that I made. It's on my bedside table over there on a little piece of paper. I'm probably gonna do it like a story time thing where I read out stories that I make. I don't know. I actually don't know. We're just gonna be doing more storytelling on the bus because that's what BeamNG works at. And I just enjoyed it so much that it's kind of a hobby. Like, in any free time I get, that's not on the computer, because on the computer is when I will quite happily do things like this, making videos, play games, enjoy myself, besides that. And I remember just being there, and it was just like, hey, I'ma go write a story while I'm waiting for the teacher to decide what in the fresh hell we're supposed to be doing in this lesson. Come on, get your head in gear. Like, come on. Like, if you're gonna make lessons on it, just like remember what lesson you're gonna be doing. Remember what lesson you're gonna be doing and stuff like that, and just remember what you're doing. And just come on, get on with it. So yeah, I remember doing that. I just remember saying that once. I just remember like the teacher, who was actually the teacher of the lesson, not a support TA or something, because I'm nice to those people. But I remember recently, one of the teachers, and I mean, this was horrible. Like, I hate the teacher, sort of indefinitely for this. But it was kind of like, she'd just sit down and she'd go on laptop, and we had to wait. I kid you not, I counted the seconds. Even my TA approved of this. And the teacher was sat there looking for the work for a full 10 minutes. What the hell? Like, teacher, if you're gonna have the lessons ready, like, actually remember what the lessons are. Like, don't sit there for 10 goddamn minutes trying to figure out what the damn lesson is. If you blimmin'... Like, come on, there's only 50 minutes of a lesson. You just wasted 10 minutes of a lesson trying to remember what lesson was gonna be. This is why you have 3 minutes to find this stuff. Like, they're supposed to email it to you. They're supposed to, like, sort your inbox. Seriously. At least try to remember what lessons we're supposed to be doing, rather than wasting our time. Like, everybody was just getting their phones out, and we were just like, ugh, just come on. Because I don't have a phone, mind you. Everybody on this video, I do not have a phone. I mean, I do have a phone. It's just I don't have a SIM for my phone set up, so I can't use my phone. So that's the equivalent of I don't have a phone. So you just sit there waiting for the goddamn teacher to do it, and I am so bored. So I've got this doodle paper. I'm just drawing like geometric things like guns, cabins, vehicles, you name it. Giant freaking space laser beams to destroy planets, and the teacher's just there staring at the laptop, and I'm just like, I care not, because at least I'm not doing work. But it's just in the back of my mind, I'm just like, will you just figure out what lesson we're doing, please? I'm amazed at this. Like, my English teacher, just devil, like, bloomin' sort it out. And it was just kind of like, bruh. That was off the course of this school thing. But it also includes this school thing as well. Because at some point, I do remember the teacher just sitting down for 5 minutes and let us play with toys when it was supposed to be lesson time. And we're just like, what? Is this like supposed to be some free time? Is it Easter holidays like it is today? Happy Easter, everybody. I forgot to say that in the first video, but happy Easter! Happy Easter! Genuinely, happy Easter, guys. Happy Easter! Happy Easter! Enjoy your Easter eggs. Enjoy those chocolate Easter eggs. I had half a chocolate Easter egg and a large, thick Kit Kat bar at dinner time today. It was delicious. Thank you for asking. I know you're not wondering that, but I did. And I just remember that it took like 5 minutes for this teacher to figure out what they were doing. And I seem to remember my grandparents were like asking, like, what's lesson? And she was like, I have no idea what lesson is. Anyways, I'm gonna have to leave it there. I'm gonna continue my endless rant, probably. But there's even more fun things next episode, so be sure to go to next episode, because it's always good. It helps me, it helps the channel, so it doesn't die. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye! I hope this uploads.